Mr. Hommell.
Isaac, may I have a follow-up?
Yeah.
Ms. Mobley, your opinion of restricting the program to Franklin and keeping the program within the community?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Mr. Hommell mentioned that his plan would be to keep FC out in the town, restricted to Franklin, the city. What would are you for that program, or would you be welcoming to see it go other places and other cities?
I would like to keep it within the Franklin as much as possible, but if there's an awesome event going on in Indy and we can reward the students of Franklin College by hooking them up with tickets to go to this awesome event, why not? Because honestly, the reason people go home on the weekends isn't sometimes because they like to sit on their couch and watch TV, but it's because they don't feel that they have those like strong bonds of friendships and that connection to campus. So if two people can gather together and drive up to a Pacers game together, they're forming friendships and bonds that's going to keep them on campus here on the weekends because they're going to want to be around those friends, and they're going to get to know the people who already are staying on campus on the weekends but have happened to get the ticket too. It's really about building people's connections to each other. And so if there's an event going on in Indy and I want you guys to go to it, I'm going to vote for Congress to support that.
Ms. Mobley.
Okay. Sorry, I'm so bad at this.
Any other follow-ups? Ms. Coffin.
Mr. Hommell, could you explain how you will balance the relationship from campus to community and community to campus, and what you feel the importance of that is to the college?
I think it's very important. If you come to Franklin and you're not from here, I've heard this from quite a few people that come here for sporting events, you may not know that there was a college here if you just ran down the main drag there on 31. You may not know this is a college town. That's pretty much, that's not a good thing. When you go to Bloomington, you know that IU's there. When you go to Indianapolis, you know that they have 4 campuses in town. When you go to Fort Wayne, you know that Trine's not very far away and IPFW is in Fort Wayne. You know those things. I wish that was changed. I wish there was more of a community feel. I think keeping things like FC out of the town, if you make more students go or make more tickets available, could be an interesting way to make the community understand, hey, these kids are keeping us in business. We got to make sure we cater to them a little bit, or things to that matter. It could be interesting to see how businesses and people in the community arrive to that decision. I'm a good example of that, though, just because I've been in the area for quite a long time. I've lived here my entire life. I've managed basketball teams since I was in 3rd grade, so I've been a member of the community around here, and I'm now a student. I kind of understand both sides of that. And there's some interesting relationships between the college and the community, and if FC out on the town can help, or if there's another program that can help people on campus come to these events that we have here, that would be great. Having events here in the Brannigan Room and inviting the community has been really good for our campus.
Ms. Mobley, same question.
As former leader of Franklin's Mayor Advisory Council and the Johnson County Youth Council, I know tons of events that go on within this community that Franklin College doesn't take part in. There's the Franklin Fall Festival in the fall. There's the Strawberry Festival. Franklin's a small town. We have wonderful festivals. Our local headquarters for Republicans and for Democrats. The Franklin Historical Society. Did you know we had a historical society? There's tons of things in Franklin that would be of interest to you guys to get involved in, to network. So when you leave Franklin, you don't just have your liberal arts education, your good memories, but you also have your benefits that you got just from being within the community of Franklin. So absolutely, I would love to give the support to Franklin College. I actually had an email the other night from the county clerk, Jill Jackson, who said, Chelsea, can you give me some names of some people who would be interested in meeting at Mi Pueblos on Friday to talk about some college Republican stuff, because we're wanting to get some Republican things started within the community. The community wants us to be a part. We need to be visible. We need to be the spirited campus of the college that the community has faith in, and that we can have faith within our community. I really look forward to getting us more involved in these different festivals and different events of the community.
Thank you. Any follow-ups from the media panel? Okay. I will start reading off the questions that have been collected from the audience. First question is to both candidates. You both worked together this year on Congress. Chelsi as committee chair, and Aaron, you worked under her. What is one positive and one negative aspect that you guys can describe about each other? And Ms. Mobley, if you want to go first.
Of each other?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I begin. Okay. I am going to choose not to say something negative about Aaron Hommell. I think as a student leader, as a student from college, we're to build people up. And so I'm not going to judge his weaknesses, or if he has weaknesses, I'm not going to tell you about them. I appreciate Aaron Hommell's boldness on my committee. I appreciate his willingness to tell me what ideas would work and what ideas he didn't think would work. He was always the one to say, yeah, I'll do that if you need it taken care of. And I really appreciate that. Aaron Hommell, thank you very much for serving on my committee.
No problem. I'm not going to do anything negative. I don't think that's, I mean, you base your own opinions on people. I personally don't think there's negative things that need to be discussed anyway. It's not something that's in my vocabulary. But as far as positives, there's not one more person that has a to-do list larger than Chelsi Mobley. I think we actually had a meeting that lasted an hour last week while trying to figure out how Walmart.com worked, and it was a problem. But she had a to-do list. It was a piece of paper like this, and she had about 6 or 7 rows, and it was all to do things. And it wasn't like paint house, do laundry, whatever. It was things like call this person, talk to this person, hey, do this, go get flyers printed out, do this. And not that I was creeping on your to-do list, but really truthfully, there were things that were interesting about her is that she gets every single one of those done. And I think that she holds herself accountable to get to-do lists done. And one of the things that is a good point for a student Congress president is having the ability to understand everything that's going on and making sure you get those things done. It's one thing you do very, very well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Another question from the audience. As student Congress president, how will you work with the treasurer and finance committee to improve the budget system, making it more fair and balanced for all student organizations?
That is a loaded question, because if you don't know the amounts of money that Congress works with, it's a lot. Your activities fee are brought to us, and it is our job to allocate those dollar amounts to your campuses so that you can improve this campus in your own individual ways. I'm going to admit to you something that I kind of hate to, but there's a lot within that big treasure book that Stephanie Eccles carries around, and there's a lot of that. I'm going to have to study and stay up at night and learn ways to improve the Treasury. But it's a big task, and I promise you that I won't take it lightly. I'm a person that doesn't have a lot of money in life, so I value money and where it goes and whether or not it's going the right directions. So I really plan on working on finance committee a lot, because honestly, it's one of the biggest ways that we most directly have an impact on you on this campus, because we have an impact on your organizations through how we allocate money. So how to improve it, I'll be talking a lot to Stephanie Eccles.
For finance and treasurer, Stephanie Eccles has done a great job this year for one and for two. The way the budget works, a lot of people don't really understand exactly how it works, and I'll try to explain it real quick. There's a big chunk of change, basically. And Student Congress oversees it. The budget, the Finance Committee, and Stephanie Eccles create a budget based upon organizations as they hand in what they project will be their needs for the year. The number this year was $95,000, and that was up to $100,000 for those organizations. I believe there was like 30 organizations. It was quite a few. Some people asking for a mere $100. Some people asking for thousands of dollars. One of the Student Entertainment Board was huge. I mean, it was a big percentage of the pie, we'll say. I think one of the things that needs to be gone over is seeing what organizations, how many students are in some of those organizations, and who you're really helping with that money, and what that money's going for. Obviously, they turn a budget and say, we're going to have this meeting here today, and we're going to have food. It's going to cost $300. Well, that's becoming a problem with our campus, is that people are needing, this and this and this and this and this, and at some point you got to say, well, are you doing some fundraising on your own? $100,000, it sounds like a lot, but when it's that many organizations and they all want thousands of dollars or $8,000 or whatever it happens to be, that can get kind of finicky, and people get their feelings hurt sometimes based upon how much money you're giving them. So the way I would work with it is really go over it and kind of reevaluate how we give out money through Student Congress.
Thank you.